He emerged from the desert with unimaginable wealth, bending empires and fading into legend. Who was this forgotten king, truly? In a forgotten era, one African king's golden pilgrimage echoed across continents, altering history's path. Yet his incredible story slipped into the shadows, waiting patiently to be uncovered and understood. Chapter 1. The Birth and Rise of Mansa Musa. Around 1280, Musa Keita Mwers, better known as Mansa Musa, was born in the Mali Empire in West Africa. He was a member of the Keita dynasty, which descended from Sundiata Keita, the founder of the empire and the protagonist of the epic Sundiata. Following the mysterious death of his predecessor, Mansa Abubakar II, who supposedly set out on a grand maritime expedition to explore the Atlantic and never returned, Musa took the throne in 1312. Mali was already resource-rich at the time, but its power was dispersed. Mansa Musa unified important trading cities like Timbuktu and Gao under his rule to increase Mali's power. Because these cities were located along important trans-Saharan trade routes, Mali became a prosperous empire. In order to maintain internal stability and thwart invasions, Musa also built a sizable army, estimated to number between tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands of soldiers. Musa was a devoted Muslim who promoted a multicultural society by accepting Islam while honoring regional customs. His rule was distinguished by both practical leadership and spiritual devotion. He made investments in trade, education, and diplomacy while establishing ties with Islamic scholars and North African governments. His leadership style, which prioritized the well-being of his people, and Mali's ascent to prominence in both culture and the economy, blended grandeur and humility. Chapter 2. Unrivaled Wealth of Mansa. Large gold mines like Bambukan Bur were under Mansa Musa's control during Mali's economic heyday. Mali produced almost half of the world's known supply of gold, making it the largest producer in the world. Mansa Musa may have been the richest person in history thanks to this wealth, which propelled his empire and made him far wealthier than the modern billionaires Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk. Along well-guarded routes across the Sahara, he was wealthy not only in gold, but also in salt, ivory, slaves, and other valuable commodities. According to historians, Musa's wealth is approximately $400 billion in current currency, an enormous sum that is impossible to calculate exactly. Arab academics who traveled to Mali spoke of lavish settings, including jewels, golden thrones, and intricate marketplaces brimming with merchandise. Musa, however, shared his wealth liberally. He supported scholars, constructed mosques, and gave gold to the underprivileged. His wise expenditures increased Mali's GDP and fostered goodwill. Musa's wealth funded massive construction projects, a sizable standing army, and an advanced government. Instead of using money as a personal luxury, he used it as a tool for diplomacy and development. Mali became one of the strongest empires in medieval Africa as a result of its investment and generosity. Chapter 3. Mansa Musa's Journey That Shook the World. Mansa Musa made the fabled Hajj pilgrimage to Mecca in 1324. According to reports, his caravan contained 100 camels, each carrying hundreds of pounds of gold, and 60,000 men, including soldiers, officials, and slaves. This enormous procession, which lasted for miles, astounded everyone who saw it. Musa's extravagant gold distribution in Cairo disrupted the economy in a way never seen before. Over 10 years of inflation resulted from the abrupt inflow, which devalued the Egyptian currency. This is one of the few instances in which one individual had such a significant impact on a large economy without resorting to violence. For Musa, the Hajj was more than just a religious ritual. It was a cultural and diplomatic statement. He formed partnerships with Muslim scholars and leaders along the way, hiring craftspeople and architects to accompany him back to Mali. He raised the stature of his empire among Muslims by showcasing Mali's enormous wealth and dedication to Islam. The pilgrimage changed Mali's reputation around the world by drawing diplomats, traders, and academics. Musa evoked both fear and awe with his generosity and piety. His tale went down in history, permanently associating Mali with riches, religion, and authority. Chapter 4: Cities of Stone and Soul, Males' Architecture and Intellectual Legacy. Sultan Mansa Musa brought magnificent architecture and cultural institutions back to Mali's cities after his pilgrimage. He introduced Arab architects like Abu Ishaq al-Sahili, who created Timbuktu's renowned Jinguereber Mosque, a reminder of Mali's splendor that still stands today. Musa established or grew universities, most famously Sankore University, which accumulated more than 1 million manuscripts in the fields of philosophy, science, law, and theology. Timbuktu became a famous hub of learning, second only to Cairo or Baghdad, as scholars traveled there from all over the Islamic world. He made sure Mali remained a thriving trading hub by enhancing the country's roads, trade posts, and security. These advancements were more than just pragmatic. They represented Mali's rise to prominence as an advanced empire that combined Islamic scholarship with African customs. Under his rule, scientific knowledge and cultural wisdom were recorded in manuscripts, many of which are still in existence today. Generations were inspired by Mansa Musa's architectural and educational investments, which established the groundwork for West Africa's intellectual heritage. Mansa Musa created a flourishing civilization of faith and knowledge through his opulent mosques and enormous libraries. Chapter 5: Mansa Musa's Cultural Echo Across Empires. Mansa Musa's skillful application of cultural diplomacy allowed his influence to reach well beyond Africa. His well-known pilgrimage improved Mali's standing in both the Islamic and European worlds. Interestingly, the 1375 Catalan Atlas shows Musa sitting on a golden throne and clutching a golden orb, symbols of his immense wealth and knowledge that captivated both scholars and cartographers. This uncommon appearance on maps from medieval Europe represented Mali's growing significance on a global scale. By bringing scholars, business people, and craftspeople to Mali, he developed close diplomatic ties with major Islamic nations, enhancing the country's intellectual and economic life. In order to increase Mali's diplomatic reach and promote cross-cultural interaction, he also dispatched envoys to Egypt, Morocco, and perhaps Andalusia. In addition to increasing trade, these ties promoted the dissemination of knowledge, education, and religious scholarship, making Mali a thriving center of civilization. Despite being a devoted Muslim, Musa fostered harmony and tolerance throughout his enormous empire by demonstrating a deep regard for Mali's many ethnic groups, cultures, and religions. Mali was able to thrive peacefully amid neighboring rivalries thanks to this inclusive approach, which produced social harmony and political stability, achievements uncommon in medieval times. For centuries after his passing, his cultural and diplomatic endeavors influenced the political and religious climate of West Africa. Future generations will be motivated to value the rich legacy of African civilizations by Musa's reign, which serves as a potent illustration of how wealth, faith, and diplomacy can bring disparate nations together and leave a lasting legacy. The tale of Mansa Musa serves as a reminder that diplomacy, spirituality, and culture have the power to transcend national boundaries and alter the path of history. Chapter 6: Decline, Death, and Enduring Legacy. Mansa Musa ruled for more than 20 years before passing away between 1332 and 1337. He was succeeded by his son Magan Thurthursh, but internal strife and rivalry from nearby nations caused the empire to progressively deteriorate. Furthermore, Mali's economic hegemony was weakened by modifications to trade routes. Musa's legacy persisted despite the downturn. For centuries, Timbuktu was a center of scholarship. Its architectural masterpieces are still standing, and the manuscripts that were saved during its rule are priceless historical artifacts. Musa set a high bar for rulers by demonstrating how to use wealth for both spiritual devotion and the common good. Mansa Musa is now revered all over the world as a representation of African wealth and greatness. His narrative dispels myths regarding African history and emphasizes the rich civilization of pre-colonial Africa. Musa's name evokes pride and curiosity in people and is used in textbooks and popular culture to remind people of Africa's important cultural contributions. Musa's legacy persisted despite his decline. For centuries, Timbuktu was a center of scholarship. Its architectural masterpieces are still standing, and the manuscripts that were saved during its rule are priceless historical artifacts. Musa set a high bar for rulers by demonstrating how to use wealth for both spiritual devotion and the common good. Mansa Musa is now revered all over the world as a representation of African wealth and greatness. His tale exposes the rich civilization of pre-colonial Africa and dispels myths about its past. Musa's name evokes pride and curiosity in people and popular culture, reminding people of Africa's important contributions. Kings are revered for their strength, their lasting influence, and their legends. It was both for Mansa Musa. The legacy of Mansa Musa teaches us that true power is found in unity, generosity, and vision instead of wealth. His tale serves as a reminder to delve deeper into the dark corners of history and honor the unsung heroes who molded our planet. If you loved learning about Mansa Musa, smash that like button and subscribe so you do not miss out on more amazing history stories.